Hi students, chapter 4, The Enemy. Let's have a look at the continuation of this chapter. At this moment, Hannah choked. He looked up and saw her face the color of sulfur. Her face the color of sulfur means sulfur is an yellow colored element. The clause means that her face become pale yellowish and color. When Hannah saw Sado inspecting the wound, she could not see the site and so she coughed. Sado looked at her and saw that her face was yellowish in color like the color of sulfur. So when Hannah saw Sado inspecting the wound, she could not see the site. So the wound was that much be terrible to see, and she coughed. Sado looked at her and saw that her face was yellowish in color, like the color of sulfur. So her face become what? Hannah's face become yellowish, and it will become what? The color of sulfur, because Hannah cannot see Hannah cannot see the wound. Do not faint, he said sharply. He did not put down his exploring instrument. If I stood now, the man will surely die. She clapped her hands to her mouth and leaped up and ran out of the room. Outside in the garden, he heard her retching, but he went on with his work. Sado reacted and ordered Hannah not to faint. He did not stop his work. But Sado did not stop his work and continued inspecting the wound. So Sado is what? He continued and inspecting the wound. Sado said that if he stopped, the injured man would certainly die. So what happened to this injured man? If he stopped, he will certainly die. Hannah put both her hands on her mouth, jumped up and ran out of the room. Sado heard her vomiting in the garden, but he continued with his work. So Hannah cannot see that severe situation because the wound was much terribly bad, so no one cannot witness that wound. So that's why Hannah go out of the room and he started vomiting in the garden. But Sado did not mind that his wife is vomiting. He continued in his work, because if he leave that place, certainly the man would definitely die. It will be better for her to empty her stomach, he thought. He had forgotten that, of course, she had never seen an operation, but her distress and his inability to go to her at once made him impatient and irritable with this man who lay like dead under his knife. As Sado needed Hannah help to operate the man, he thought that it would be better for her to empty her stomach so that she would not feel uneasy time and again. He was reminded that Hannah was seeing an operation for the first time, and it was not a pleasant thing to see. As we know, it was not a pleasant scene to see an operation. So Hannah is witnessing the operation for the first time. That's why she become so irritated. Sado was irritated and impatient as his wife was under stress and he was not able to help her due to the man was lay under his knife. So Sado was in a disgust because he cannot go and help that his wife, because his wife is in a great stress. She is vomiting in the garden, but Sado cannot leave that place because the wounded man or the injured man is in front of him under his knife for his operation. If he leave that place, surely he will die. He was just like a dead person. This man, he thought, there is no reason under heaven why he should live. Sado thought that there was no reason for him to make efforts to save the man, because there was no reason for him to live. So Sado thought that why I should save this man's life, because he is an enemy. At first of all, he is an enemy and he has what? He is deeply wounded, but there is so he thought that there is no reason under the heaven why he should live. Unconsciously, this thought made him ruthless and he proceeded swiftly. In his dream, the man moaned, but Sado paid no heed, expect to mutter at him. Sado became merciless. So Sado became merciless and started working fast. The injured man moaned means cried in his state of unconsciousness, but Sado kept on working without paying attention to this man's pain. Sado thought that why he should live. So under what reason I should operate this man. So this thought made him what? His movement very fast. So during the operation, the man had a little consciousness, and due to the extreme pain, he had made a severe cry. But Sadhu kept on working. He did not mind all this his man's suffering. Groan, he muttered, groan if you like. I am not doing this for my own pleasure. In fact, I do not know why I am doing. Sadhu said to the injured man that he was free to cry in pain. So that he was free to cry in pain. You can cry. Sadhu was not concerned the man was in pain. Sadhu is not bothering about the man's pain. He did not want to operate him and did not have any reason for doing this. So Sadhu did not have any a reason to operate this man. At first of all, Sadhu, he is what? He is an enemy. He is a member of member of an American army. So the World War is going on. So Japan is what? Japan is his mother state, and he is what? This soldier is what? Soldier is doing war against his mother state. So he did not have any reason to save his life. The door opened and there was Hannah again. Where is the anesthetist? She asked in a clear voice. Sadhu motioned with his chin. It is well that you come back, he said. This fellow is being too stir. She had the bottle and some cotton in her hand. But how shall I do it? She asked. Simply saturate the cotton and hold it near his nostrils. Sadhu replied without delaying for one moment. The intricate detail of his work. When he breathes badly, move it away little. So Hannah entered the room and asked Sadhu for the anesthetist where he had to administer to the injured man. So Hannah again come back to his room and Sadhu asked to give anesthesia to this man. Her voice was clear, which shows that now she was prepared to help him. So Hannah is ready to prepared to help this Sadhu. Sadhu moved this chin to guide her bottle of anesthesia. He added that it was a good that she came as the man had started to gain consciousness and it was important to sedate him. So the man is crying in the meanwhile the operation is going on. So Sadhu said that it is what? It is good to give a sedation to this person. Hannah held the bottle and some cotton in her hands. She asked what she was supposed to do. He told her to put some anesthesia on cotton and place the cotton near the man's nostril. He did not stop on delicate work and added that she could remove the cotton when the man started breathing badly. So Hannah is not expert in giving anesthesia in all, and Hannah did not know how to give an anesthesia to a patient. So Sadhu said that you have to simply saturate the cotton and place it in his nostril. So he did not stop his delicate work and added that she could remove the cotton when the man was started breathing. So Sadhu is continuing his work, and one thing he reminded Hannah is that when the patient is breathing badly, you have to remove the cotton from his nostrils. She crouched close to the sleeping face of the young American. It was piteously thin face, she thought, and the lips were twisted. The man was suffering, whether he knew or not. Watching him, she wondered if the stories they heard sometimes of the suffering of a prisoner were true. They came like a flicker of rumor told by word of mouth and always contradicted in that newspaper. The reports were always that wherever the Japanese armies went to, the people received them gladly with the cries of joy and their liberation. But something she remembered, such a man, a General Takima, who at home beat his wife cruelly, though no one mentioned it now, that he had fought so victorious a battle in Manchuria. If a man like that he could be so cruel to a woman in his power, would he not be cruel to one like this, for instance? So Hannah sat in a squat and went close to the face of the sleeping American man. She felt sad and sympathetic towards him, and she saw his thin face and twisted lips. She knew that he was suffering. She wondered whether the stories that she had heard about the torture meted out to the prisoners were true. The stories were like rumors were spread when people told to them others. On the other hand, in the printed media, like the newspaper, it was mentioned that Japanese army was welcomed wherever it went, and people praised it for their freedom. Hannah recalled an officer of the Japanese army, General Takima, who was very cruel to his wife and would beat her. No one talked about it anymore, as he had won the war of Manchuria. Hannah thought that if a man could be cruel towards his wife, then he could also be cruel towards the prisoners in his captivity. So Hannah Hannah is what? Hannah is little bit merciful towards this prisoner. He thought that how the prisoners are cruelly tortured. So during the war time, there are news spread about the torturing towards the prisoners. So Hannah said that a general who is very cruel towards his wife will also be what? Also be very cruel towards the prisoners also. Okay students, thanks for watching. Bye bye.